Little Tokyo in the heart of Los Angeles, a Pokémon fan's dream where the streets are lined with official merchandise. But we're not here to buy licensed products. We're here for the dark and twisted underbelly of the Pokémon merch world. We're here for the bootlegs. Can we make these misbegotten creatures into Fakemon art? Can we help them find a place in the world? Let's find out together. Welcome to PewterCityJim's Bootleg Boutique. Welcome trainers, you're with PewterCityJim, and this is a new series on the channel. One that's been in the works for a little while. I really hope you'll enjoy it. The setup is simple. I have gained inspiration from some hilariously off bootleg merch and decided, hey, why not take these little fellows and make them into something more? Something a little creepy and weird and strange. I've always been attracted to the bizarre, the whimsical and the odd. Plus, them being off-brand means that I can be a little looser with the rules that I usually give myself when designing Fakemon. This series will feature 5 new Fakemon. Only 5. I'll make some art, give them each a little backstory. It'll be fun, promise. Speaking of fun, if you're new here, welcome. On this channel, I do a lot of Let's Play stuff, the occasional unboxing or card opening, and some art and design. If that sounds like your jam, please consider dropping a like or subscribing. It's always super appreciated, and you are welcome here. Anyway, you'll notice we aren't in the usual laboratory today. This is a deeper, darker place. Somewhere that monsters can be kept without them getting loose and damaging the world above. Somewhere we can unbox the unceptional. Somewhere that we can experiment without fear. Somewhere that dreams fear to tread and nightmares slumber peacefully. Welcome to the Boot Lab! Our first subject is a Shieldon, a cute little fellow from Generation 4 who can be revived from the armor fossil. It's a rock and steel type and is super adorable. A lot of people don't care much for Bastiodon, saying it's ugly. However, I disagree. I think it's kind of ugly cute, like a bulldog in a way. But we're not talking about Bastiodon today, just Shieldon, and one in particular. This little guy. Seeing it in its pure black head, sketchy looking eyes, and banana pudding colored body immediately made me think of 2 things. Xenomorphs and beetle larvae. The xenomorph being kind of bug-like overall made me think that this little fellow might be a pre-evolved form of some kind of alien-inspired beast. The way the light catches on the carapace and the way it curves backwards especially. My wife is a huge fan of the Alien franchise, so I think she'll like this one. Beetle larvae often have black shiny heads and goopy looking white or yellow bodies too. First, I want to try and create my vision for this little guy in a relatively official looking manner. Not utilizing the same pose or anything like I would if this were a regional variant, but using my usual attempt at Sugimori-ish art to create, well, a Pokémon. This one might be more of a paradox form, or maybe something more akin to the Delta species or X Pokémon from Pokémon Insurgents or Xenoverse respectively. Something familiar, but a little distorted. Of course, I'm going to embellish some details not present in the original figurine, as the toy itself is more of a jumping off point for inspiration than something to be redrawn perfectly. I love that it has a production mark on the side of its head, so I incorporated that too. Let me know in the comments if that number rings a bell. Here we have Serum.
The DNA of an ancient Pokémon was revived alongside that of a species of unknown Pokémon, possibly of extraterrestrial origin. This fusion of the 2 genomes has produced a Pokémon that is incredibly hard to handle. Caution is advised.
The name is a fusion of Ceratopsid, the groups of dinos where you'll find things like Triceratops, Pentaceratops, Taurosaur, and Morph from Xenomorph. Simple portmanteau-style name, but it does the job. Now, let's crank things up a notch and give this little fellow a full-blown piece of art. Something that shows it in its home. I actually take a lot of photos of various textures and items that are used for reference pictures and for projects like this where I want an organic sort of feel to the rendering. I use them here to construct a corridor or like an access chute. Something you'd find on a ship like the Nostromo from Alien. A dark, confined space where fighting off an attacker would be hard. I chose to make the floor grate be over a warm place. Somewhere hot and steamy. Maybe an engine room or a waste disposal furnace. I hate confined spaces, and I hate them even more when they're warm. Our little friend here doesn't seem to mind, though. In fact, he looks about as happy as he's capable of looking. Maybe it's because a meal has just wandered into its territory? Who's to say? I'd suggest the way its mouth is watering makes a good case for the idea, but I think it drools like that all the time. I wanted the skin to be just ever so slightly translucent so you could see an unsettling bit of its internal anatomy, organs and whatnot. And here we have the xenomorph in its natural habitat, as an introduced predator on some of this ship. Don't worry though, it will be kept happy and well taken care of down here in the Boot Lab. Thanks so much for joining me today, trainers. I hope you had some fun. I sure did. And I'm looking forward to catching you in the next video. Till then, take care of yourselves, folks. Bye!